because it'll be a good one. All right, we're ready. We're going to call the meeting to order of May 5th, 2026. The agenda is adopted as present. Oh, I should ask, is there a motion to adopt the agenda as it is in front of you? Okay, that's Councillor Windsor, and seconded by Deputy Mayor Woodford. Okay, so it is adopted as presented. Minutes of the meetings from last council public meeting. Is there any errors, omissions, or questions? No, they were presented to council before. All right, no business arising from those minutes. Carry on with my mayoral update. So, good afternoon or good evening. It has been a busy week, and of course it is beautiful and everyone's out enjoying the sunshine. Just a few things to mention. This past Sunday, we joined with the rest of Canada in commemorating the 81st anniversary of the Battle of the Atlantic. We remember the incredible bravery of the Royal Canadian Navy, Merchant Navy, and RCAF airmen who secured the lifeline to Europe during the longest campaign of World War II. We're especially honored the local Newfoundlanders who served with such distinction. Their legacy remains a cornerstone of our coastal identity, and I was very honored to attend the wreath-laying ceremony in the town of Harbour, Maine. Was invited by the Sea Cadets, and members of the Legion were also there. Infrastructure and town projects, I won't go into too much depth because Infrastructure and Public Works will be talking about them, but of course we've mentioned a few online that we have our sewer treatment plant happening, our water pad and wells, and of course our festival ground updates have been happening as well. So there's some key significant progress happening. We also want to keep an eye on our Facebook pages. So over the next weeks, we are launching a safety social media blitz, and that will be spoken about with public safety and communications as well. So keep an eye out for those. And of course, this Sunday is Mother's Day. So make sure, I know not everyone is always in the same position, but many of us have much to be grateful for and appreciative from our mothers. So if you get a chance, make sure you send out a special message, hug, gift, phone call. It might be just a phone call. And that's what they would like, for sure. So I hope everyone has a wonderful Mother's Day. That's it for the mayor's update. All correspondence has been directed to committees and will be adopted during the communications update. So first up on our list is planning and development. Councillor Bruce King. I'm waiting for him to say something about Mother's Day.
What's that?
I was waiting for you to say something about Mother's Day. Make a crack.
I think it's probably one of the best holidays of the year, Mother's Day. It's just slightly behind
Father's Day. Yeah.
No, of course not. It's one of the most important days of the year. And absolutely, it's a great. Anyway, moving
along.
Moving right along. We did have our planning and development meeting on April 29th, and those people, it was virtual, and those people in attendance was Councillor Windsor, the Mayor Crowley, our CAO, Marjorie Gibbons, Robert Stacey, and regrets were sent from Krista Turnbull. We had a very productive meeting, and one of the things that noticeable in the past couple of council meetings that we've had is the number of residential bills that we are seeing here in Holyrood now. There's a lot of construction going on. You know, it's great to have, you know, build your shed, build your fence, build your patio or whatever, but residential bills is bringing more and more people into Holyrood. And of course, when they come to Holyrood, it's a great place to live. And not only that, but as the farther you go out to the larger centres, it costs you that much more to be able to buy a piece of land and stuff like that. So it's all good, and the more people we attract to Holyrood now, the better. So if people out there who have family members that are on the mainland and they're at that, like we were discussing there a few minutes ago before we started the meeting, that are on the verge of retiring, this should be the perfect place for them to come to retire, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, and it is, so hopefully people will get the word out that Holyrood is open and we have lots of land and lots of places to build your house. So anyway, before I get into, so all good. Before I get into the motions and stuff, Councillor Windsor, do you have anything that you want to add before I start?
Yes, very well said, Councillor King. The only thing I'm going to say is just so we're in sequence, when I give the update on infrastructure and public works, we did talk about the cell phone tower at that committee, and we recommended that for approval. So that is going to be the subject of one of your motions here.
Yeah.
So just let everybody know that it did come through infrastructure public works. We had a review, Councillor Story and I, and recommended for approval. Now it's to the Chair of Planning and Development to make the motion on that.
Make it law.
Excellent for the process. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, the first one we're going to get into is the permits list. Be it resolved to table and approve the attached permit list. 11 permits were issued from March 28th till May 4th of 2026. Permits 04-0017-26 to 05-0027-26 and includes permits for demolition, residential, general repairs, site preparations, and of course, everybody's got to have a garage. So moved.
Moved by Councillor King, seconded by Councillor Crawley. Any further discussion? It's Hug Your Shed Day, by the way. National Hug Your Shed Day. So, yeah. No, I'm not. All right. Okay, so if there's no other business, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Next.
Thank you. Can't wait to go home and hug my shed. The next one is it's 9 Woodford Station. It's proposed residential duplex, RMD. Be it resolved to approve the above application in principle, subject to the town's municipal plan and development regulations. So moved.
Okay, moved by Councillor King, seconded by Councillor Story. Any discussion? No, I'll fit all their planning and development regulations. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carried.
The next one is, location is 21 Harbor View Drive. It's residential, zoned RMD. Be it resolved to approve the above application in principle, subject to the town's municipal plan and development regulations. So moved.
Moved by Councillor King, seconded by Deputy Mayor Woodford. Any discussion? No. Standard residential build.
Yep.
All those in favor? Aye. So moved.
The next one is 5-19 Duffs Road. It's a proposed extension to the development permit. Is zoned RMD. Be it resolved to approve the above extension development permit in principle, subject to the town's municipal plan and development regulations. So moved.
So moved by Councillor King, seconded by Councillor Crawley. Any discussion? No. All those in favor? Aye.
The next one is location is 56 Ridge Road. It's a proposed residential with an apartment. Zoning is RMD. Be it resolved to approve the above application in principle, subject to the town's municipal plan and development regulations. So moved.
Moved by Councillor King, seconded by Councillor Woodford, Deputy Mayor Woodford, sorry. Any other discussion? No. Standard build with an attached apartment. All those in favor? Aye.
And the last one, as Councillor Windsor alluded to earlier, this location is 5A Liam Hickey Drive, and it's a proposed cell tower. It's zoned in the town centre. Be it resolved to approve the above application in principle, subject to the town's municipal plan and development regulations. So moved.
Moved by Councillor King, seconded by Councillor Windsor. Discussion? No, long time coming.
Yeah, long time. Is it built yet?
Yeah, that's right. We're all pretty excited. I know there was a little bit of murmurs out there, but we don't have to worry about any other radiation or waves that are coming out any more than anywhere else, or any that was already out. The environmental is done, everything's covered. So we're pretty excited to keep moving forward with this, and hopefully less dropped calls. Okay. All those in favor? Sorry.
Well,
Don't know.
I wasn't going to comment on it, but you just said radiation
Sorry.
and health risks, so like now I'll address it, right? So, just so everyone clearly understands, there is no scientific evidence around that at all, as per the Government of Canada, and I think that's really all that needs to be said on that. It has been studied to death by reputable agencies and scientists. And, based on all available scientific evidence, there are no health risks associated with the cell phone tower.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes. Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Thank you so much, Councillor King. Excellent. Next, recreation and community events, Councillor Crawley.
We did have a recreation and community service meeting that was held April 27, 2026. In attendance was Kyle Hocko, Mayor Crawley, CAO Marjorie Gibbons, and myself, Councillor Crawley. During this meeting, we discussed our Squid Festival events. Tickets are on sale now for the Squid Fest 37 Beach Party Goes Country, scheduled for August 29, 2026. Squid Fest Beach Party and activities are still going ahead for July 16th to the 19th. The August 29th is an extra added beach party. You can purchase your tickets through the show pass. The headliner for this event is Steve Lee Olson, with a special guest, Justin Fancy. The Town of Holyrood Summer Program Camp Ahoy registration will open May 13th at 6 p.m. This registration will be online at www.holyrood.ca. This program will begin from June 29th until August 21st. Due to limited capacity, priority may be given to Holyrood residents during the selected weeks. An update on the festival grounds project is that lighting is being completed. Roofing, sods, and fascia will be done once weather allows. The festival grounds project has passed inspections. Another update is that there was an RFP that went out for renovations for the bathrooms. With regard to summer sports, there are 45 students registered for soccer. Registration closes on June 5th, 2026. This program is held at the Holyrood Soccer Field on Kennedy's Lane Extension. Please see the Town for Holyrood's website for additional information. Our next meeting is scheduled for May 25th, 2026.
Excellent. Thank you, Councillor Crawley. And at this time, I was remiss to not point out at the beginning of the meeting that, of course, Councillor Tilley is unable to make it. She had a previous engagement. So we miss her, but we have to forge through. So thank you. Normally that would be your counterpart, Councillor Crawley. But you did a wonderful job and summarized everything. Loads of things happening coming up, so stay tuned. Hey, infrastructure and public works, I guess, is a Councillor Windsor up first.
All by myself again over here. It's okay.
So lonely.
I'm good with it.
Oh,
Right?
I think Madam CAO was taking a
Well, you're
face
kind of on the
today.
corner there. Yes, so Infrastructure and Public Works met on April 17th, myself and Councillor Story and Director Stacey. Madam CAO was absent, and we had acting CAO Marie Searle in that position that day for our meeting. So there was a number of topics that we talked about, but as I've said before, we don't get into all of the different, I'll say, smaller files. It's just not practical. But one major topic for us was talking about drainage. Drainage on some specific properties that are known to be problematic. And, we always try to address repairs in a prompt fashion, temporary repairs, and also the director tries to keep a record of that so that we can prioritize or make decisions on longer term improvements and repairs going forward in the future, as our budget allows, or funding mechanisms allow. There was one in particular that we promised a response to that resident, and I don't think that's gone out yet, but it will be in coming days. And we also talked about a problematic area on Route 60, which is between it was right around in the 90s on Conception Bay Highway. There's a section there that has been identified as problematic. Complicated. The director did a good job of presenting us the maps and the flow. We had some good feedback from Councillor Story as well. And the recommendation from committee there was to request a meeting with transportation infrastructure, because that is their infrastructure. It's adjacent to our town. We have properties being developed in the town, so we have water coming from properties. We have water coming from the land as the land gets developed, but it goes into the provincial ditch and culvert system. So there's a collaboration that needs to happen there. I think that maybe we can work together to find some improvements. So that was the drainage we talked about. Water and sewer, right? Water and sewer. I know, Mayor, you touched on that. Be brief on that, I guess. The big thing this week is the sewage treatment plant is scheduled for clean out. And long overdue. I went for a mountain bike ride today down there, and the wind is blowing, and yeah. So I'll knock you off the bike kind of thing, right? But we have the professionals engaged. The province and the environmental permits are all in place. I think we talked about that at the last meeting, actually, and we're on schedule. At the last meeting, we said that we were going to aim for early May. We're on target. This is the first week of May, and there's a safety plan. There's a public notice has gone out. Essentially asking people to avoid that area if they can. It's going to be a lot of traffic, with the heavy equipment, and the personnel are doing their jobs. We want them to do their jobs unencumbered by looky-loos. So try to avoid the area unless absolutely necessary. There's no danger to the public, but I think it would just be more efficient for all parties concerned.
Absolutely.
Stay clear of it.
It's a busy, and it's a small road,
Yeah. That's right, Deputy Mayor. It's a very, Burns Road, very narrow, right? And hard for two-way traffic and like regular vehicles, let alone a big tanker and heavy equipment type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's happening near term. And sort of medium term is our water supply. You touched on that, Mayor. So it's the wells, right? So CBC L is our engineering consultant of record who's helping us with that, and they've been stitching together all the past study reports and so on. And we did, the first test well, which was successful. We reported on that at a previous public council meeting, and they have a recommendation now to future-proof the town. We have to remember that we need to have the capacity for the existing residents, firefighting capacity, drought seasons, and what if, there's future development, which we know, because Councillor King, just all the permits are coming in and we're talking about more development, but also if another well has to be taken offline for maintenance and serviceability, we need to have extra capacity, right? So there are 2 more wells that we are looking at doing, and we have funding in place for that. Doing that would allow us to avoid much larger expenditure in future, which would be like mixing the groundwater and the well water. Then you're getting into the big treatment plant stuff, and this millions, right? So it's beyond us, right? So we're going to proceed with the well drilling.
Yeah.
So that's the water and sewer project.
Absolutely. She's so excited.
Yeah, it was excellent, right? So we got cell phone tower, we got water,
We got
cleaning up
water,
sewer.
we got sewer, we got cell phone.
It takes time, right? I mean,
It-
some of the
it's-
stuff we've been talking about for years, and that's like frustrating for everybody, I'm sure. Like, we're all impatient, but there's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes, with staff and the government agencies and the contractors and the consultants and all this stuff, right?
I definitely came into it a little blinded, realizing how long processes take.
I know. I
Yeah.
always get on like it, how come that's
Yeah.
not done yet, right? I did it before I was on council, and I'm still doing it.
Still doing it.
So bear with us, right? We are working on the right files. Okay, so I've got two motions. Those are the main things we talked about at the meeting: drainage, water, and sewer. Councillor Storr, you correct me if I missed anything, but I think those are the main things, and I'll get into the motions. Good, okay. So there's two motions there before you. One is for the Pennies Lane water line upgrade, and the next one is for the multi-year capital works reallocation of funds. So I'll give you a little preamble now on the first one, the Pennies Lane. So, I mean, we have recognized different areas in the town that have had failures in the past, and as mentioned, like, this is what Director Stacey does. He keeps a record of all of that, how many times we've been better, how many times that we've repaired something, how many people around that road, what is the cost involved, and so on. And we try to prioritize that and allocate money in every year's budget for those purposes. And we went through, we had seven responses on this tender for Pennies Lane, because Pennies Lane has had quite a number of leaks there in the last year, and we're trying to be proactive here and improve that. Take on the problem areas as we can, and keep fixing and replacing the old pipe with new, right? So we went through all of that. We had 7 quotes, and the most cost effective was from an organization, Kelco Construction. Okay. Some of the prices were extremely high.
Astronomical.
So we're really happy with this bid, and they were most cost competitive for sure. I'll read the motion. Be it resolved, the Town of Holyrood award the contract to upgrade Pennies Lane water line to Kelco Construction for a cost of $97,239.40, HST included, in response to our request for quotes. So moved.
Moved by Councillor Windsor, seconded by Deputy Mayor Woodford. Any other discussion? I think Councillor Windsor explained it.
I'll just say that, you know, we would like to do more. There's
Always.
other areas.
We
We
have
always
other
want
areas
to do
on our
more,
list.
right?
Yeah.
And when we reviewed these quotes, all the quotes actually, compared to years past, there's a noticeable increase. We're all seeing it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, right? And you can see it in these quotes too. Those contractors have costs, their material costs have escalated, their fuel costs for mobilizing their equipment, operating their equipment, paying their personnel. It's getting more expensive to repair things.
Yeah.
So we want to do more, but it's something to think about for all of us in our budget deliberations next fall for next year.
And yes, because when we did budget deliberations, we added in these ones,
Yeah.
you know, under the guise of what they were at the time, not taking into account that we'd be in a war with Iran, or, you know, the U.S. would start the war and the oil would be stopped and our gas would go up. So unfortunately, that's the situation we're in right
Yeah.
now. Everyone's feeling it. You're right.
Yeah, it's getting more expensive.
Okay, so motion has been set and carried. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. Great.
Moved.
Thank you all. Okay, so I'll explain the next one now with a few notes from staff to help with that. So the funding, project funding is being reallocated. It has to be spent by the end of the year, December 31st of 2026, this year, or it'll be lost. It's a use it or lose it sort of thing. But because we're not shovel ready with the community center project, because that is in an earlier phase, right? We're in concept, seeking public feedback, that stage. So that's not shovel ready, right? So there's no way you'd be able to start and finish that building in this time frame. Can't do that, right? So to preserve project funding, we're moving the funding to more immediate projects that are near term and readily available to execute in this year. And we'll reapply for the community center under an appropriate funding program. So this reallocation does not affect the plans for the community center in town, right? So clear on that. We're not doing this to protect funding.
No, we're not going to lose. Yes, that's right.
That's right. Not losing the
Not
community
losing the
center.
community center.
You're not losing funding.
We're still moving forward on that.
This is a very smart and proactive measure recommended by staff, which well, I support, and I think that it's good. It's the right thing to do, right? So I don't know if you have any questions on that for me or the CAO. If
I
you have
don't think.
questions,
We just
put you
came
on the spot
into
now.
a change of government as well again, so things change along with the government and they come in and out. So, sorry? The parameters, yes, so the parameters around the multi-year, capital works is changing to different names, moving different pots, changing different accounts. So this is the best way to preserve our money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so with that, I will read the motion. Be it resolved, the Town of Holyrood reallocate funds $908,060 from project number 17-MYCW-24-00014 Community Center build to the preliminary sewer upgrade project and community recreation infrastructure upgrade.
Okay. So moved.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Windsor, seconded by Councillor Crawley. Any further discussion at this time? No? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Perfect. Thank you very
Excellent.
much.
Thank you so much,
Great.
Councillor Windsor. Next, we have Deputy Mayor Woodford up for our economic development update.
Good evening, everybody. The Economic Development Committee, we met on April 23rd with CAO Gibbons and myself in attendance. The mayor was unable to attend that meeting. Just a brief update from economic development. The land that we all know is Oceana, which is up behind the Tim Hortons area, is now available for development. And an RFP will be issued soon, so I believe it's in the hands of the Shoreline right now, and we're waiting for them to print. So the next edition of the Shoreline will see that RFP, which is an invitation for potential developers, which is great news. In addition, our CAO has had ongoing meetings with other prospective developers with regards to other land here in Holyrood. And as well, individuals that are interested in registering for home-based businesses. So we're touching on a lot of different areas in economic development, which is good. We're seeing a lot of growth. There's also been notable interest in the industrial park. So that's a very positive sign for them as well. We did have a meeting with the Marine Institute directors on April the 28th. And this provided it was a valuable opportunity actually for us to discuss with them upcoming events that they have and the vision that they have for the launch and Marine Institute for 2026. The discussion focused mainly on strengthening the ongoing partnership that they have with the town, including how both parties can benefit, engage, and support mutual promotion. So it was agreed that we would continue, honoring our MOU, having our CAO meeting with them on a monthly basis, and working collaboratively on a business engagement session. That's our main focus right now. So thank you to the directors of MI for coming over and spending their time and giving us an update on what's happening. And also, if you did see some activity in the Bay, I think it was May 2nd and May 3rd.
Today, right? Yeah.
It was MI doing some testing, so there were some questions around what was going on, but it was Marine Institute doing their testing. Other than that, Mayor Crawley, that's it for economic development.
Excellent. Yes, I want to second the thank you I was sending out to Marine Institute. It was a really open dialogue, so it was a very productive sit-down meeting, and we do that every now and then, and we want to continue as well. It's important for both of us, both sides. So thank you. Public Safety, Councillor Crawley will be up again.
Public Safety Committee held a meeting on April 20th, 2026. In attendance was Councillor Tilley and CAO Marjorie Gibbons. Mayor Laura Crawley, Fire Chief Rideout, and I were unavailable. During the council meeting, Councillor Tilley and the CAO reviewed the Emergency Management Preparedness Plan in preparation for a presentation of the plan to all the council on April 28th. The plan has already been reviewed by the committee, and this exercise was to ensure all the high points of the plan were brought to the attention of all the councils for their considerations. As a further update to the public safety meeting, the emergency plan has since been submitted to the Fire and Emergency Service Department of Government for their review and comments. Once we receive their comments, we can move to adopting the plan. The committee members have proposed developing dedicated reminders to the public of various safety issues which can be controlled by human behavior, change, and accepted responsibility. The committee recommended a public safety flyer and engaged the communications committee to assist in gathering information. There were 3 main areas: dirt bike use, pet ownership responsibility, and open fires. The flyers have been sent out to all residents. Social media posts and also on scheduled rotation reminding residents that they can make a difference by taking ownership of their safety and the safety of others by accepting responsibility for their own actions and that of their pets. The town continues to work with the RCMP, the North Seas Avalon Joint Councils, as well as other communities to find meaningful solutions to the safety issues in the town of Holyrood. Our next meeting is scheduled for May 25th, 2026.
Thank you, Councillor Crawley. And just to add to that, because I know Councillor Tilley as well would love to have her a little bit to say with the Spring Fire Safety. It's Emergency Preparedness Awareness Week. Did I say that right? So she's always talking about making sure that you're emergency prepared, you have your kit available with 3 days water, foods, flashlights with batteries, a battery operated radio. What? Your go bag. Yes, that's right. We all had go bags this summer, and now, like, really, we should always kind of have go bags. Important documents, whether it's located on your phone, whichever, easy access. The other thing I wanted to touch on that we haven't gotten to yet was the electric bikes. And I'm sorry if I take this time, but the electric bikes are, it's getting scary because they're not following the rules of the road, but are on the road. So there's a pod, about 15, 16, 17 electric bikes at any one given time, traveling down the road and going 30, 50, up to 50 kilometers an hour, along with the traffic, in and out the road, on the middle, going to the sides, coming at you, going to, like, not following, because they haven't had the actual, training that you would have if you were learning to drive a car or a motorcycle. So on the road, but not following the rules of the road, which I know, we have some of those anyway, but these, it's extra scary because some of them only have bike helmets on, some of them have the proper helmets, but, they're driving the speed of a vehicle on the road with the vehicles around. So just kind of be extra aware. Parents, talk to your children. Teachers, talk to your students. Keep going. And I just want to bring that to people's attention because it's a very scary. I think my stomach kind of rolls over every time I see it go zigging, zagging across the road. I've actually seen them drive across the roundabout. Not go round the roundabout, cross through the roundabout. Yeah. Yes, you want to? Yep.
No statements from me on this topic because I haven't seen it. I'm aware of it because I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it myself. So these e-bikes, are you supposed to behave like a bicycle would?
Yeah.
So you're on the side of the road.
Traveling with the vehicle on the side.
With traffic.
Correct.
And you obey that. You don't get out in the middle of the lane or anything. So sort of more like a bicycle than a motor vehicle.
Correct.
I guess.
Correct. But they can go up to the speeds of a motor vehicle. But they're not supposed to be on the road. They're supposed to be inside like a bicycle.
On the side of the road. Yeah. That's where you're supposed to be. Okay, good to know. I don't have an e-bike. I have a mountain bike, but that's the way I drive the mountain bike. So a similar kind of way. Only these things are really fast, I guess.
Yeah, and the proper helmets, right? The bike helmets is not going to help you at 50 kilometers an hour.
Right. So a dirt bike level or motorcycle level helmet would be required.
Yes. Oh, yes. Person controls the speed. They're developing legislation now, but it's not developed.
The
It's too new.
e-bike, if it's 500 watts, it should be able to travel 32 kilometers an hour. Now, there's some other ones, the bigger ones, but just going back one step, they follow the same rules and regulations as you on a pedal bike.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
You still got to wear your helmet, and it's the exact same rules. But after you get past into the bigger bikes, right, like probably the ones that you're talking about, that traveled in excess of the 30 kilometers an hour or whatever, those things are supposed to be registered almost the same as a dirt bike. And
As an
AT
ORV.
like, for example, an ATV,
Yeah.
you have a plate, and you have to have insurance, and you have to have a helmet on. So if the RCMP or somebody stops you on a ATV, those are the three main things that would probably get you a ticket, right? If you don't have insurance,
right.
if the bike is not registered, and you're not wearing a helmet, okay? The same thing applies for the e-bikes under 500 watts. You will get a ticket, for example, for not having a helmet on,
Right.
Yeah, so, but they're considered the same as a normal pedal bike.
As a normal pedal bike, but go speeds much, on the thing. And I think it's just, I did have a very real experience where this crowd of e-bikes came out of Northside Road as we were driving down over the hill, Devlin's Hill, and 5 or 6 of them just came right out. They never stopped, just came right out onto the main road, drove down the main road, and only separated because we blew the horn. And then they separated to both sides, so there was people on both sides, and then there was 4 or 5 that actually stopped at the stop sign up there. So they're just, it's kind of, I said, sorry, getting off topic, but it's a real threat. And dangerous. It is very, very dangerous. Yeah. Okay, so I just want to put that plug in there because I can't get past that day when they were out in the middle of the road. Communications, Councillor Story.
Thank you, Mayor. On my way here, there was 5 bikes down in the harbor going the opposite direction that I was going. So, and I don't think they, when you're young like that, you don't realize how one mistake can change your life forever.
Ever.
And there doesn't seem to be any training or any standards because there's all sorts of different helmets and that you think there would be a training and a course that they have to take before they even are able to purchase it. But that's it. I'll be quiet now.
Well, no, don't be quiet now. You got your communications
Get my
update.
Communications. So on April the 26th, the Communication Committee met, and there was Bruce King, Kyle Hucko, and Marjorie Gibbons and myself. And we worked on the Public Safety Committee, developed a public safety flyer. We prepared a social media blitz on topics important to the community, such as pet ownership, ATV safety, as well as wildfire preparedness. We discussed in the communication plan how we can communicate with our external stakeholders, and we've had such a success with Voyant that I think we're going to continue using it to other stakeholders. And
Excellent.
as well, I met with the seniors and discussed the Voyant and wanted to know if they had any questions, concerns, and were they hearing about our notices. And they said they were getting it through the website, through Voyant, and through social media.
Excellent.
So I was hoping to get a few hands up so I could go over and help them. But no, they got it covered, and they are well informed.
Excellent.
Either with their own resources or with their family. So that's it. We had a great meeting, and the flyers that were produced was very good, I must say. I think Bruce would like to have a few words to say about that. Go ahead.
I think you
will
now
allow
have
I will
permission.
allow you. You've got 2 minutes.
Keep your A.
I'm going to let that one go. No, I just want to reinforce what Councillor Story said, and also the mayor, and I think everybody else that was here as well, because the flyer went out. It's got a lot of absolutely fantastic information in it. The key to it is you got to read it, and not only should the parents read it, your kids should read it, or at least you should read it or sit down and read it together with your kids. Because a lot of it, the fire, well, I mean, we all know that the fire season has started, right? We've already had brush fires out in certain areas. So that's something that we know it's coming, and we need to be able to educate people to the fact that if it's 30 degrees, it hasn't rained for a month, you shouldn't be out there with your chainsaw cutting down trees and burning brush. Because if you're doing that, you fall into the stupid category, and that's exactly where you should be, right? The same thing with dogs. Okay, I've seen some things on social media there where people are afraid to walk on the road by themselves or even with their own dog because they're fearful of roaming dogs. That shouldn't be like that in the 21st century here in Holyrood, where people are frightened to death and scared to walk because of some inconsiderate pet owners, right? I don't blame it on the dog. Okay, I have 3 dogs, and they're all smart. But I mean, the breed, whatever kind of a dog you have, is how you treat the dog and how you train the dog is how the dog is going to turn out to be. Very similar to your kids, right? Depending on how kids are taught and grown up in a family, in a home, it's in a lot of the times is how they react. The other one, the big one that everybody keeps talking about now is we just finished having a conversation about it, is the dirt bikes, the e-bikes, and the ATVs. There was a lot of conversation on social media about that, but the scary part of it all is there's people there on social media, and you can go in and read it yourself, that are condoning it. You know, when you see somebody condoning people going down the road on one wheel, you see people condoning stuff going through the roundabout in the wrong direction, and all of a sudden, when somebody brings it to your attention, you're attacking that person because they want to let you know that there's kids out there doing this kind of stuff. What does that say about you, right? Because the people that are putting it forward are doing it in the best interest of the public, and they're also doing it in the best interest of your kids. So if somebody is telling me that my son or my daughter is going up and down the road on one wheel, or swerving in and out of traffic and going through the roundabout, and I get on social media and condone it, what does that say about me, right? So people need to read these things, and it's like Councillor Story said, this is just the start of a campaign of trying to educate people, trying to educate not only the kids but also the parents.
Yep.
And the other part with that is with regards to the kids, we need to make a concerted effort to find stuff that keeps them off the roads and doing something more interesting and more that occupies their time. Because, when you get 16, 17 years old, you're out there and you want to be able to do something, right? And I mean, there's lots of stuff. I mean, I'd like, for example, looking over at Councillor Windsor, I'd like to see a cadet program here in Holyrood. I think for younger kids, I think that would, something like that, especially in the teenage years, I think stuff that occupies their time would be beneficial both to the person and to the community. So I think there's a lot of things, because we always can't blame it all on the kids all the time, because they also need something else to occupy their time. What does they say about the
Idle hands.
idle hands is the devil's workshop, or words to that effect? I'm not all that in
You
tune
got
with
it.
the devil, but anyway, I just want, before this turns into something different, that's all I have to say.
Yes, sit down.
I've been told to sit down.
No, but you're right. You're right. It absolutely is. The program's cadets program over to Sea Cadets is a fantastic program, and I was actually speaking to, I'm sorry, maybe it's Chief Captain, the head of, I'm not sure what the terminology is for one of the officers. That's what it is, the cadets. And we were talking about a recruitment program and how can we, garner support to get more people involved. So it's one of the things we discussed. Okay, Councillor Story, you got a motion?
Oh, there, thanks, Councillor King. Motion to accept the committee's reports. Be it resolved, the Town of Holyrood accept the committee's updates and recommendations as presented in the committee reports provided by the various departments and made available to all councillors for consideration. So moved.
So moved by Councillor Story and seconded by Councillor King. Any
Thank
further
you.
discussion? No, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right, our last committee report, Corporate Services and Administration, Deputy Mayor Woodford.
So Corporate Services and Administration met on April the 23rd as well. It was a double back-to-back meeting with Director Marie Searle, our CAO Marjorie Gibbons, and myself in attendance. The bank reconciliation for March was completed and reviewed as part of a new initiative for CSA. So this process provides a clear and comprehensive report of the town's revenue and expenses for the month, but it includes the online payments that the town is making as well as the online payments that our residents are making towards their tax bill. So we weren't seeing that before. Now we can see that in the bank rec. So all transactions are captured, ensuring an accurate and complete representation of the town's financial position. The bank rec is going to be reviewed at the committee level only. It won't be part of the package that's given out to all of council for privacy and confidentiality, because we are seeing people's names on that bank reconciliation, e-transfers and things like that. So when we're reviewing it, the copy stays within the room and it's destroyed after the meeting. All other accounts as well and checks were reviewed as part of the regular oversight, and no issues or discrepancies were identified. There was one piece of correspondence that was reviewed from the Holyrood Soccer Academy. The original letter that we reviewed really didn't have a dollar figure attached to the ask, but since our meeting, I understand that they did resubmit the letter with that dollar figure for consideration, and it was approved.
Respond.
Okay, perfect. Both the management agreements and firefighter contracts are set to expire the end of this year. So to ensure adequate time for thorough review and negotiation, a request for proposals will be issued shortly to retain a consultant to support that work. Okay. It's gone out already. Oh, be in the next edition of the Shoreline.
Yep.
And now for our tax collection update. So, as we stand as of the end of April, the town's tax collection levels are progressing as expected. We have collected $113,441 from prior years. That's since January 1, we've collected taxes that we're owing up to 2025. So that's good, over $100,000. We've collected 63.26% of residential property taxes for 2026, 49.64% of water taxes for 2026, 65.11% of business taxes, 60.6% of fire services fees as well. So overall, we're doing well and we're consistent
Good
with
ratio.
the previous years. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of motions tonight as well. Be it resolved, those accounts tabled in the amount of $311,036.80, check numbers D5499 to D5532 and 48094 to 48184, be approved for payment from the general account. So moved.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Woodford, seconded by Councillor Story. Questions, general payments, as you just discussed? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
We have a great bank book balance because last meeting, we didn't, but this one is fantastic. $243,643.41.
Nice.
There is another motion as well regarding.
Space to breathe.
What?
Oh, the space to breathe.
Oh,
Is it?
yes, absolutely. For the M&L Symposium, be it resolved, the Town of Holyrood approved Councillor Bruce King to attend the M&L Symposium in Gander from May the 6th to the 9th, 2026. So moved.
Okay, moved by Deputy Mayor Woodford, seconded by, you can't second it.
You can't second it.
Councillor Windsor. He thinks it's hilarious. Okay, any questions? No discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
And that's it for
Carried.
corporate services and administration.
And I did want to just mention that we did discuss as well. Oh. To that note, I want to announce that we were selected for Audit Town Audit, which means that they're going from Municipal Affairs will come in and audit all our processes. Welcome. Open doors, welcome. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, no, welcome doors open to whatever they want to look at our procurement process, our finance process, you know, everything, how it's run, meetings, operations, minutes. And we, welcome with open arms because we feel like we're doing everything we are supposed to do above board.
It's a very healthy process.
Outdoor
So
eyes,
is that
outside eyes.
initiated by them, like, is this a system by which they're like rotating around the different communities?
Randomly selected communities every 4 years. Yeah, which is great.
We had that happen
Not
here
that,
in recent memory?
not that we know of. We have our own audit that does the finance every year, but no, not that we know.
We do
Procurement audit, yep.
Procurement audit is done every second year. We have done our regular financial audit,
Financial audit every year.
but the process and the operations audit, this is the first time since I came here.
First time for process and operations. And Madam CAO, I'm just repeating you because you don't have your mic on.
No, and
Sorry.
I'm telling you because technically I shouldn't be.
That's okay. I give you permission to speak. How's that? Just like Councillor Story gave Councillor King permission to speak. Okay. No, I am. And I think it's fantastic to have that outside eyes. Like I said, we did that cold review of operational review ourselves when we came in 2021 initiated it. I think this is fantastic. Yeah, good. Okay, so go around, new business. Deputy Mayor Woodford. Oh, she has some new business.
So I know it's a hot topic, and we're not going to beat it to death tonight, but I'm going to get up and give a little update on the ATV and dirt bike issue, and what we're doing here, because there's a lot of chatter in different social media sites of we're not doing what we had promised we were going to do or what we said we were going to do. And I just want to make it clear that that's not the case. You know, we know we're heading into a season of, you know, outdoor activity, and off-road vehicles and ATVs and dirt bikes are part of that process. And, you know, we share the concerns of our residents. As communications indicated, there is a public awareness campaign that we're doing. You know, it reminds the riders of the proper and respectful use of off-road vehicles when sharing the space with, you know, other pedestrians and other trail users. You know, we want our residents to know that we're committed to addressing the illegal activity, and we're trying to do and find ways to enforce responsible use. This is not a local issue, I'm sure. When you go to the symposium, this is going to be discussed. It's a province-wide issue, and meaningful progress requires coordination with our provincial partners, our law enforcement and trail associations. It's not just the Town of Holyrood. Over the past several months, of course, you know, factors like the municipal election, the provincial election, changes in our government leaders, you know, that has delayed us, unfortunately, in the coordination piece. But you know, we are actively requesting meetings with provincial ministers, with our MHAs, the RCMP, and other key stakeholders to begin a collaborative, long-term solution. That's what we need. And these discussions are essential to ensure that any action that we are taking is effective and enforceable. We can't do it on our own.
Exactly.
It is important to note as well for everyone out there, and you've heard us say this many, many times before, that the regulation of off-road vehicles, it falls under provincial jurisdiction, not our jurisdiction. And the enforcement is by the RCMP in this area. So, reporting illegal off-road vehicle activity is key in determining how resources are allocated at those levels. So as Councillor King always said, if you see something, you need to pick up the phone and you need to say something, because the more reporting that's done of this illegal activity, then the RCMP, it's all recorded. You can call, the RCMP, you can call Crime Stoppers. You don't have to give your name. You can give an anonymous report. You just have to give the area of where you're living and what you're seeing. So, at the end of the day, if enough people are calling in and reporting this illegal activity to the RCMP, well, then they have a record of it, and they look at it and say, okay, well, we have to allocate resources to this, because it is a very serious issue. I mean, that's what I heard around the table when we brought this up at the Northeast Avalon Joint Council meeting. So we agree, this issue needs action. We're listening to you people within our community. We're committed to advocating strongly on your behalf, and we want to be part of the solution to resolve this issue as best as what we can. The other thing too, let's get off of ATV dirt bike, is yesterday was International Firefighters Day.
Oh, yes.
And so we'd like to acknowledge the hard work, sacrifice, and dedication of all of our firefighters at the Holyrood Fire Department. Kyle is down there on the corner. Thank you very much. Thank you all for your service. We just want to let everyone know thank you for your service. And of course, Sunday, I know I'm saying it all, but Sunday is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to the mothers around the table and all the mothers that are in our community.
Thank you. Excellent. Deputy Mayor Woodford covered a lot of great ground there. Councillor Crawley? No? Good. Yeah. Councillor King? She didn't say it all. No.
Oh. What was that? No,
They're doing work in the building. Sorry.
Some of the stuff that I was going to say, the Deputy Mayor's already said it, and she's absolutely right. But one of the things is coming up now is the 24th of May weekend, right? So I would like for people to take this and read it to your kids, read it to yourself, because in a lot of cases, in some cases, it's not always the kids, right? And she's absolutely right. The RCMP want the information. They don't want your name. They want your information. They want you to be able to tell them, and they record it. And you're absolutely right. They provide resources to the problem, and that's perfect. So I would ask people to take the time and read this, because we all know what the 24th of May weekend is like. If you look at some of the reports from last year for here, especially Northside Road and Kennedy's Lane and down here, it was like Targa, right? So, I mean, we know it's coming, and everybody else knows it's coming, so we need to be prepared, and people need to take steps and tell your kids or tell whatever to stay off the main roads, because you're putting your own self in danger.
Yeah.
So I got a question. What's the best way to get a hold of RCMP? Is to call, email?
Yep. The RCMP, I'll not to get off topic, but my son was out on his ATV last week, and he was on the trail, and he was stopped by an RCMP officer in a marked car, and it was a very pleasant conversation. It was just but the RCMP officer told him that they are swamped with complaints with regards to dirt bikes and ATVs and e-bikes on the main roads. So that's the key. If you keep calling the RCMP, like the Deputy Mayor said, the RCMP will commit resources to try to put a stop to it. And that's the only way it's going to be done. And she's absolutely right. It's under the Off-Road Vehicle Act, and that is under the jurisdiction of the police, not the town.
And Councillor Story, just for anyone listening, is 229-3892 is the main non-emergency line. No, 3892 is, or Crime Stoppers.
And the other one is the Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and here and around. And the last one, I just want a big shout out to the Star of the Sea. The Star of the Sea put in an application to Veterans Affairs for a grant to refurbish the War Memorial, and that grant was approved. And so we should see a major facelift of the War Memorial between now and hopefully, whether it be July 1st for Memorial Day or November the 11th for Remembrance Day.
Fantastic.
And thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you. Excellent information as well, Councillor King. Thank you. Councillor Story?
I just want to remind everybody to,
You turn it.
Oh, very good, sorry. That if they have any issues or niceties or whatever to...
Compliments.
Compliments, yes. They can email us at info@holyrood.ca. So that's all I want to
Fantastic.
say.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And
Yes.
all those beautiful, wonderful mothers. Oh, what would the world be like without them? Anyway, good night.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Story. Councillor Windsor.
Good, thank you.
Got everything? That's okay. Excellent. The date of our next meeting is June 2nd, 2026 at 6 p.m. I can't believe I just said the word June. Could we have a motion to adjourn, please? Deputy Mayor Woodford, seconded by Councillor King. All those in favor? Aye. Meeting is adjourned.